What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Toni Bryanne, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing how a lot of these brands do not care about you unless you're an influencer. So many brands have been overly prioritizing influencers over the actual people who are supporting and buying their products. And recently, a very well-known brand was caught under fire for doing this exactly. But before we get into that brand and some other brands that are constantly seemingly supporting their influencers over their actual consumers, let's discuss what exactly is an influencer and why exactly they are relevant. But as always, I like to begin all my videos with a little bit of positivity, so let's first start off with the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, "I keep my standards high because I am worth it." Today's verse of the day is Luke chapter 6, verse 18, and it reads, "Bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you." And without further ado, you guys, let's get straight into today's video.
Taking you in this moment.
Consumers are fed up with influencers and certain brands. And quite frankly, I do not blame them, okay? So a simple definition of an influencer, more particularly a social media influencer, is this. Social media influencers are individuals who have built a dedicated following on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok by creating content that resonates with their audience. So by definition, I am technically an influencer, though I don't consider myself to be. I feel as if I'm more of a content creator. Now, they are one and the same, but I look at influencers more like the Monet McMichaels. I don't know why. I just don't consider myself to be one. I think because when I think of an influencer, I think of people in the beauty and fashion space, and I look at myself more as like someone that creates content, which is a content creator. And I even consider myself to be a journalist. Like when I'm out and about and people ask me what I am, I always say a journalist if I don't want to say I'm a YouTuber right off the bat. But anyways, an influencer is someone that is able to influence. And as I stated, they often specialize in fashion, beauty, fitness, and a bunch of other categories. So why exactly are influencers important, and what exactly do they do in terms of marketing for numerous brands? Well, influencers can serve as a huge role model for the everyday consumer. The recommendations and lifestyles that these influencers put out there for their audiences can significantly shape their followers' purchase habits and their perception of certain brands. And this is due to a lot of influencers kind of fostering a community. Those communities are where followers are able to be around people with similar interests as them, people that they can connect with, and kind of gives them a sense of belonging and shared identity. And that is all primarily through that influencer and the community that they've built. So with all that being said, brands collaborating with influencers allows brands to reach specific target audiences, which increases their visibility in niche markets and significantly gives influencers the power to boost a brand or to have everybody cancel a brand. According to several different studies, a shocking 69% of consumers are influenced by influencers to purchase a product. And that is very, very crucial information for brands, which gives influencers this power to be put on a pedestal. And that is due to influencers building a community, and not just any community, a trusted community among their followers. So that leads their followers to trust their recommendations. And within the past decade, almost 2 decades, we have seen influencers considerably getting bigger and bigger opportunities from brands, companies, businesses due to them having this power. However, recent trends indicate that that trust has been decreasing more and more every day. And that is due to the consumer feeling a lack of inauthenticity from the influencers due to these major opportunities that a lot of these influencers are getting from promoting these brands. And not just opportunities, but also the amount of money they're getting to promote these products. So it's beginning to feel less and less authentic to the everyday consumer. So why exactly are consumers now getting the ick from not only the influencer, but also the brand? Well, as I literally just stated, a lot of consumers are seeing the inauthenticity when it comes to these influencers promoting said brands. And that is due to influencers getting a large chunk of money from promoting brands. Let's take it about about 10 years ago when the first set of influencers started blowing up. So as I'm sure you guys all know, unless I'm showing my age right now, when influencing first started getting really popular, a lot of people were getting tired of seeing the overly polished ads with celebrities in it. It's very commercialized, it's not fun, and it's not exciting. Then you had these people that created an online presence that kind of blew up. However, they were regular people. So people felt a relatability to the people that they were seeing on their screens. And that's what got them their hundreds and thousands and millions of followers, and brands started noticing this. Traditional celebrities felt out of reach, felt unattainable, but influencers, they felt like they were your friend. And what does your friend do? Give honest, relatable, and trustworthy opinions. And sometimes those opinions were towards the brands that you would use every day or the brands you were thinking to start using every day. And guess what? Those brands, businesses, and companies took notice to this exactly. And they began sending these influencers products. And a lot of the times, which we mostly saw, which was in the beauty space, the brands would send these influencers these products for free. And since influencing wasn't really like a career at this point, the girls behind the camera or boys were just super excited to get free products. They're like, oh my God, I'm getting free products. Like, who wouldn't want free products? So they're trying out these products, they're posting these reviews online, and the stuff that they are promoting and raving about are selling out in milliseconds. And they were selling out more than the traditional advertisements that brands were using prior. And once brands started noticing this, they started pouring millions into influencer marketing. And they prioritized their said influencers over any other form of marketing. These ladies particularly were corporate gold. I mean, why spend $500,000 on a commercial slot you hope that people are actually watching and not just have it on mute or going into their kitchen to go and quickly grab a snack while their show is on commercial, when you can have guaranteed millions of people that are locked in on their computer watching their favorite influencer promoting your said product, and you're paying that influencer $10,000. It's a smart marketing move. And as of today, the influencer marketing agency is worth a whopping $21.1 billion. And that number had tripled from 2019 to 2023. So with that being said, what once brands were trying to get away from, which was commercialization and inauthenticity, ended up turning into exactly that when it came to them sending products to influencers. Influencers stopped taking free promo. Influencers now wanted to get paid for their promo. And rightfully so, because once again, y'all, this is a job, whether y'all want to admit it or not. This is a full-time career. Is it an ideal career? Absolutely, but it is a job. And bills have to be paid in order to keep this production going. But influencers began prioritizing paid promotions and paid advertisements over their own content or over that authentic content. Less times you would see influencers promoting a product unless there was a dollar sign attached to that said promotion. And that led a lot of their viewers to feel a betrayal from their favorite influencers. A perfect example of this would be a creator by the name of Kennedy Simone. I don't know if you guys have heard about her, but she has been laying low for quite some time now. But there was a point when she was only creating content on YouTube when it was for her to promote a Fashion Nova ad. And like I said, get your coin, baby girl. And maybe that's just me saying that because I'm an influencer as well, and I know the importance of doing ads in order to make a revenue from the content you make. But a lot of people in her comments felt as if she did not prioritize her audience and only use them as money now. And that has been something said for a lot of influencers as the influencer marketing industry got bigger and bigger, which meant the girls are making more and more money and started only prioritizing content that would make them money versus just posting content for fun. So not only that, as the influencer marketing industry continued to grow and continues to grow, there is definitely an oversaturation of sponsored content. And this has led to a new terminology called influencer fatigue, which basically means in simple terms, when audiences feel overwhelmed and distrustful of constant product endorsements. So with these influencers continuously doing all of this paid promo, some consumers were okay if, okay, you're promoting this, you're getting paid for it, we're happy for you, this is how we support you, but do you actually like that product? And judging from the amount of stuff that these influencers are promoting as amazing, mind-blowing, wonderful, I can almost guarantee you that a lot of them are doing it just for the quick coin. Let's take influencer Michaela Nogueira as an example. So Michaela is a 26-year-old, very, very popular influencer. You may know her for the TikTok sound, Kim Kardashian. But she has been caught under fire quite a few times, from her making it seem as if being an influencer is a much harder job than working a traditional 9 to 5.
Every single day, I get up at 6 a.m. I spend about 5 to 6 hours filming video content. I spend a few hours editing that video content. Then I have to work on my other social media profiles, whatever it may be, Instagram, whatever. I'm in meetings from 12 to 5. I literally just finished working. It's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job. You do not want to have this job.
And then from her allegedly lying about a product being as amazing as she said it were to be. So Michaela was promoting a mascara, and when she was transitioning from her before using the mascara to after using the mascara, people noticed that it appeared to be that she was wearing falsies, which are false eyelashes, fake eyelashes, when she was showing the reveal of this amazing mascara. Take a look at this.
This literally just changed my life. This looks like false. This is how? What? It's this L'Oreal telescopic lift. Look at the wand. Okay, so basically I'm taking the curved side and I'm going root to tip and I'm starting to coat the lashes. And then once you've done that, you flip the brush to the side and you use the hook comb to basically separate. This is one coat. Okay, I'm going to add a second. Look at the length. Do you see that? I am speechless. And I'm not sure anyone's going to ever be able to compete with this mascara.
I mean, if you literally look at the after, it is clear as day falsies.
Michaela, the jig is up. I'm going to show you guys the progression on how we know for a fact it's falsies. This is bare eye. This is her applying the first coat. Okay, stay with me here. And boom, she flips it. And then she's like, okay, now I'm going to apply the second coat. And then at this point, she's like, hold on, I'll be back a sec. And then she was like, wow, do you see how long that got? And then she's like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing on earth. Like, oh my God, you can't even tell that this is only mascara. But when we just zoom in here, we can see where she cut the little falsie from there to there. And then she just, you just cut some little wispies. That's all.
Now, she has not said that these were falsies, and I'm not trying to get sued, okay? Or to make assumptions on somebody's name. But if we're being real, I've used a lot of great mascaras, and even the greats do not give you false eyelashes. I mean, look at mine. This is my Maybelline Sky High, free promo right here. But even then, I am not giving falsies. Like, y'all would be able to tell if I have on fake eyelashes, because natural eyelashes don't do that for a lot of people. But it's situations like this which leads consumers to less and less trust their favorite influencers. So just to wrap up why exactly consumers are trusting these brands less and less and their favorite influencers less and less is the lack of ethical concern. I mean, influencers are literally promoting any and everything as long as there's a price tag attached to it. And I will state right here, for me personally, I turn down numerous of brand deals a day if I have not used the product, if I don't think the product is good, or the service, because I primarily promote services, I think, because I'm not like a makeup influencer or a beauty influencer, so I'm not promoting makeup and clothes and all these different things. But I like to promote things that I personally like or that stand with my values, which actually leads to today's sponsor. Y'all see how I split that in there? Once again, bills still have to get paid, so thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. I'm sure you guys already know I am constantly looking for different ways to level up my skills, from storytelling, from creating content, or just staying organized in this crazy digital world. And lucky for me, recently I found a game changer on Skillshare that is going to help me do just that. Skillshare has this class called Chaos to Calm, and it's teaching me how to actually use Google Calendar effectively. Like, no more missed meetings, missed deadlines, scrambling around and rushing out the door. Just pure productivity, which is what I absolutely need and wanted for 2025. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes across productivity, film, design, and entrepreneurship. It's designed for people like us who want to grow, learn at our own pace, and actually put these said skills into practice. And the best part, the first 500 people to click the link in my description box get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So whether you're trying to level up your business, get into digital art, or just organize your life like me, this is your sign to sign up today. Let's make 2025 the year of growth, learning, and productivity. Hit that link down below and let's get into learning. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring this segment of today's video, and thank you for being an ethical brand. And without further ado, you guys, let's get back into today's video. So now let's get into the most recent brand that has got caught under fire for allegedly prioritizing their influencers over their actual consumers. So the company that I was speaking about earlier is the company Poppi, which is a probiotic soda brand. Now, before we get into their most recent scandal, let's talk about their last scandal before this one that got them caught into some mess as well. So a couple of months ago, it was announced that Poppi was and currently is facing a class action lawsuit, which is alleging false advertisement of their product promoting gut health. The lawsuit claims that each can contains only 2 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is insufficient to provide the advertised health benefits. And research indicates that a minimum of 5 grams of prebiotic fiber is typically required to notice those health benefits. So with Poppi's products containing less than half of that is why they're having this class action lawsuit. And the basis of the lawsuit is highlighting the need for clearer guidelines and regulations in the rapidly growing prebiotic beverage industry to ensure the health claims are substantiated. So that is the lawsuit that they are currently dealing with. And presumably, in order to offset this scandal, Poppi decided to do what most brands notoriously do: send influencers massive PR in order to gain buzz around their name. However, it instead created even more backlash from their everyday consumers. And here is why. So Poppi thought it was a smart idea to send massive vending machines to these major, popular, and rich influencers. So these vending machines were noted to be worth a whopping $25,000. And these influencers were given this as a gift to keep in their home to get all of these Poppis unlimited. Take a look at some influencers that received Poppi vending machines.
You guys will not believe what's getting delivered to my house right now. Some of you guys were guessing it on my fridge restock video, but if you know me, you know how much I love Poppi, and we drink a lot of it in this house. So let me show you.
It's just a wee bit big, you guys.
Got it through the front gate though. Now it's time to try to get it through the front door.
Trying to locate where we were gonna put it, and I think we're gonna put it on this wall right here. Oh,
Stay calm, boys.
stay calm. The machine has made it inside. Got lots of drinks coming in to get loaded into the machine. Okay, first row is done.
Which flavor are you gonna get?
Green.
The lime.
Look at that beauty.
Away.
Okay guys, it is fully installed. We'll just have it for a little bit in our house. So let's get a drink. Which drink do you want?
I want
Keep
one.
going. Look. Nice. Get mommy an orange one. Delicious. Thanks, Poppi.
And this pissed people all the way off. Many people felt that the brand was prioritizing influencers over the loyal customers that purchase their products every single day. And I honestly am on the side of the consumers in this case. Take a look at what some people had to say.
Can I just be a hater real quick? Seeing these influencers get these Poppi vending machines just makes me never want to buy a Poppi ever again. And I know that this is not new. We have, like, of course, the Tarte trips and the other influencer trips and like PR hauls and all that kind of things, all of those kinds of things that influencers get. But at what point is just like enough? And at what point does it just seem like the rich giving to the rich? Because what does anybody need with a Poppi vending machine? Like, how about you like donate the Poppi vending machine to a Title I school, or put it in a food desert where people can't afford Poppi?
How is sending a $25,000 Poppi vending machine to an already rich influencer's house supposed to make me want to buy your product more? The only thing it's making me want to do is never put another penny in your pocket again. I'm no marketing genius, didn't go to school for it, but just basic logic, I never will understand how these brands dangle these expensive trips, these extravagant gifts to influencers and somehow think that it would make us, the consumers, the ones that's actually putting the money in your pocket, want to buy the stuff more. Right? I'm the one paying for that trip. I'm the one paying for that extravagant gift that you're giving them. I'm putting that money in your pocket. Like, I used to buy Poppi. They'll never get another dime from me, but I'm sitting there paying $30 of my hard-earned money for 12 cans of your soda so that you can send already rich influencers vending machines? Never again. Never again will it happen. But I would love to understand the logic behind these brands dangling this stuff in front of consumers' faces and think somehow it's supposed to make us want to do more business with you, right? You can't even get as much as a thank you from these brands when you constantly tagging them and promoting their stuff for free, which is why I stopped doing it. But you can't even get as much as a thank you, yet they can spend all of this money on these influencers. And I'm not saying that influencers don't deserve to get paid. They absolutely do. When they promoting the product and they putting these products in front of consumers' faces, they absolutely deserve to get paid. But as far as the extravagant gifts and the trips and all this kind of stuff, I love that they get those opportunities. But again, I don't understand how you as a business think that us seeing that makes us want to give you more of our money when you don't do anything in return for the people that actually put the money in your business's pockets.
It's almost dystopian. Brands pouring hundreds and thousands and even millions of dollars into influencers who are already very wealthy and already receive a numerous amount of free products versus people who are struggling every day and maybe not even struggling, but openly support you and openly buy your products. This can make consumers that regularly spend their hard-earned money on these brands feel as if they're ignored and not important, which leads in a shift in brand perception where customers start questioning whether a brand truly values them. And this leads to my point of influencers no longer being seen as relatable. Influencers are now seen as what celebrities were seen as in the past, and that's what brands were trying to get away from. Influencers' increase in popularity has boosted their individual celebrity, thus now making them equivalent to celebrities. I mean, influencers get more brand deals than celebrities do, and these brand deals are quite hefty. Instead of Poppi spending numerous of dollars on sending vending machines to numerous influencers' homes, their best and smartest bet was to send these vending machines to college campuses, or even all around the world, but I'm assuming their target audience is mainly the US. Make a post saying, hey, we're gonna have random Poppis pop up on your campus. This could have created a trend of different students posting when the Poppi vending machine made it onto their campus, and people looking forward to seeing what schools were selected to get a Poppi machine. Then you have elementary schools and middle schools and even high schools. This can be also of service to the students, but not only the students, but also the teachers. Teachers can utilize a Poppi vending machine in their teacher break room, I'm sure. So many schools have very small budgets where they don't provide these services for their teachers, students, or faculty. This could have been a great opportunity to give to shelters, airports, or if you really want to make sure that you're giving these vending machines to people that actually support you and your business, select a random customer to give this product to. There were so many different ways to go about it where the consumer feels valued and feels supported by the brand that they are constantly supporting.
Poppi is getting called out big time for shipping these insane vending machines to a bunch of influencers. Honestly, they could have saved this whole thing by doing it just a little bit differently. Poppi is very well known for extravagant PR, but over the past couple of years, people are tolerating this flashy behavior from brands less and less. Times are tough economically, and lots of people can't even afford to drink Poppi at all. And they have to watch wealthy influencers flaunt this online. They could have done this so much better by sending these vending machines to random doorsteps or college campuses, or because this is a teaser for their upcoming Super Bowl commercial, which is focused on the guilt that people face when drinking soda in all kinds of situations. They could have had the vending machines delivered to random college parties, weddings, even restaurants. The lesson here is that this in general is where brands should be heading. Think less brand trips for influencers and more how you can show up for the everyday average Joe. That's the story people want to watch.
And Poppi further dug themselves in a hole when their Super Bowl commercial, the Super Bowl just happened this past Sunday, but when their Super Bowl commercial that they had featured multiple influencers, including Alex Earl, who was recently caught under fire for saying some racist remarks, and they clearly did not care because they still plastered her in their commercial. So it's as if these brands are so money hungry that they're not even considering ethical and moralistic values to sustain their brand, which leads consumers to question, what exactly is this brand's goal? Who do y'all support? Do y'all want popularity, or do y'all value the people that are supporting you and putting money in your pockets every single day? Okay guys, so this is editor Toni here. After filming this video, I saw that Olipop, oops,
my bad. I saw that Poppi CEO came out with a response to all of the recent backlash they have been facing with the Poppi vending machines and them setting it to solely influencers. Might I add, white influencers, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And it sounded like a bunch of malarkey and excuses, as most of these brands do when they get caught in a PR crisis. Take a listen to what the Poppi CEO had to say.
Okay, guys, I just got back and I've been hearing a lot of negativity, and so I wanted to get on here and chat with you guys directly. I've always been on here sharing my authentic thoughts with you, and it'd be very unlike me and Poppi to not just talk about this head on with all of you and all the social conversations going on. So first of all, I want to say I hear you. And there's a lot of misinformation being spread out there by one of our competitors, from our plans to the price tag of $25K, which is not what it costs, and that is not true. This vending machine campaign, it was put in place to bring awareness to the biggest soda moment of the year, the Super Bowl. We wanted to share Poppi with creators across the US who are hosting Super Bowl parties for their friends and their family. Creator marketing has always been a staple of Poppi's brand since we launched in 2020. But I know that it's you, our community, that has been the biggest part of our success. As a female founder, I have always been so obsessed, and it's been a big passion of mine to get Poppi to as many people as possible. So after this weekend, as we've always done in the past and was always been part of the plan for all of our campaigns and all of our activations, it was always our intention to share these with you through marketing events, community pop-ups, and giveaways. But one of the things that has made Poppi so successful is that we listen to you and our community. We can always learn and do better. These vending machines will be a part of the brand for years to come, and we want to work with you guys to get them out to the places you'd like to see them out in the world, right? So we hear you. So help us nominate your friends, your family, your favorite teacher's lounge, your sorority, your fraternity, whatever it is, wherever you guys want Poppi to show up, and let's get Poppi to the masses, because at the end of the day, we are a brand just trying to revolutionize soda for the next generation and bring joy to you guys through Poppi. So I appreciate you, and we hear you.
The founder finally responded to the Poppi situation, which is good, but I still have a couple things that I want to kind of make clear. It's really annoying to me how we're finally addressing the thing of, oh, we're connecting with the community we want to now. Why wasn't that involved with the original marketing for the Super Bowl? Because, I mean, as people say, that is the biggest time to market off things. So how come we didn't have more connection and we had way more focus on sending big gifts to influencers? Another thing, I don't really give a if the machine was $3,000. I really don't give a rat's ass if it's $25,300. It's still an expense that's so stupid. Shipping a machine like that and catering specifically to content creators over finding a creative way of connecting with the community is out of touch and dumb. I'm not going to change my mind on that. And I made a YouTube video diving into all this shit, but one of the things that I specifically mentioned in there was how I think Poppi is one of the many brands, I think, where I don't believe their marketing is truly targeted to consumers. I think it's leaning so far to the point of where the marketing is targeted to entice influencers and wannabe influencers. And to me, that's just really disappointing, because I do like Poppi's products. I think that they have great, opportunities, but it's really weird to me how it's like the consumers are still an afterthought. And while yes, finally, I'm glad that they're like, oh, well, we're going to be doing more with the community. We're going to be giving back. Why is it that you have to be called out for you to finally do that?
So I just want to be clear. This isn't just solely about Poppi, okay? It's reflecting a larger shift in consumer behavior. People are becoming more and more skeptical of influencer marketing, especially when it's feeling really disconnected from the everyday consumer's experiences, especially, might I say, in today's economy. So with these brands sending these influencers major PR, I want to talk about overconsumption, as I've spoken about on so many different occasions. My first talking point is influencers getting way more products than anyone needs. So influencers can get on PR lists, which is basically when brands send you products whenever they're releasing something new, or they just want to get rid of stuff. You will get a lot of stuff, and you don't have to be a big or major influencer with hundreds of thousands and multi-millions of followers in order to get these products. So a lot of people that have 1, 2, 3,000 followers get these massive PR packages. So for instance, I used to be on a bunch of PR lists when I first started my influencer content creator journey. I would sign up for all these different websites that cater to influencers getting products from brands. And I began getting a ton of products, way more than I needed. And it got overwhelming. I was still living at home home with my parents, so in my small bedroom, I just had way too much stuff coming in. And it was so much stuff that I was starting to get overwhelmed and I had to get rid of it. And with brands sending basically any influencer from 1,000 to 5 million followers products, this definitely feeds into overconsumption. And with overconsumption, you can be receiving all these products and it's beautiful, but people don't realize that when you get a lot of these products, you are not going to use all of these products. Like, it's way too many to count. So you could say, oh, I'm just gonna give these products away. But no, a lot of products have expiration dates. Yes, y'all favorite makeup brands and beauty brands have expiration dates. So a lot of these influencers end up just tossing these products, which continues to produce even more waste.
Influencer gifting is out of control. Unboxing videos have gotten so wasteful and usually contain a lot of stuff that the influencer is going to throw out once they film the video.
So this is another reason why brands shouldn't be sending people so many things, especially influencers that are so privileged to have a multitude of different products. So aside from brands sending massive PR to basically any influencer that has 1,000 or multi-million followers, these brands are also sending massive gifts to influencers. One brand in particular we're going to be discussing is the brand Tarte, which is a makeup brand. So Tarte is a company that is constantly called out for prioritizing influencers over their consumers. So Tarte sends their influencers on lavish trips. They're sending their influencers Hermes bracelets. They're sending their influencers iPads. Yes, Tarte influencers are getting quite a bit. And I just want to be clear, I'm not coming for the influencers that choose to go on these trips. I mean, who wouldn't want a luxury vacation? Who wouldn't want a free iPad? And who wouldn't want an Hermes bracelet? But I say this all to say that Tarte should be valuing their everyday consumer as well. But with Tarte sending influencers these major gifts, you can see that a lot of these influencers are almost ungrateful for what they're getting because they're so used to getting these major gifts, getting all of this PR, getting sent on these trips, and it's very clear that they are now becoming out of touch with reality. For instance, let's discuss the influencer Ken Urich. So Ken is a popular TikToker with over 1 million followers, and she called out Tarte for sending her a $20 necklace when she was seeing a lot of other influencers receiving Hermes bracelets as gifts. Take a look at this.
No, I was so excited to go to my P.O. box, right? Because then I saw Hallie Kate got sent an Hermes bracelet from Tarte, and I was like, oh my God. So, you know, I have this little box, right? It has wrapping on it. I'm like, my Hermes bracelet's in there. No, they're picking favorites, and this is up because I got an Avery Jules necklace with my name on it, which I'll take. But it ain't no goddamn Hermes bracelet, and y'all are on my list for that. With me like that? That's sick, and it's so twisted.
So though it seems as if she was just being playful and funny, and I'm sure that she didn't mean it in any way, but it does definitely show how out of touch influencers can be.
I think that it is so crazy that it is 2024 and there are influencers on this app that are complaining because they didn't get gifted an Hermes bracelet from Tarte. And this is no shade to any specific influencers. As you can see, Hallie Kate was gifted a Hermes bracelet from Tarte. And I'm assuming the reason that she was gifted this is based off performance. It's just first world problems to me that we see these influencers complaining because they aren't gifted an Hermes bracelet. If you didn't like the gift that Tarte sent you, then send it back. Step foot in corporate America for one day. Because what you will see in corporate America is there are so many people in the same position, but there are people making different salaries. That's unfortunately just how it is. Also in corporate America, people are treated differently based on performance. And what I mean by treated differently is incentives, gifting, promotions, etc. Like, I just cannot fathom that there are influencers on this app complaining that they didn't get a Hermes bracelet from Tarte. Meanwhile, there are people that cannot afford food, can't afford rent, can't afford medication, can't afford healthcare, can't afford gas, can't afford car insurance. The list goes on. Like, we're really throwing a fit right now because we didn't get a Hermes bracelet. I cannot fathom. I cannot relate.
Like, if a brand randomly sent me a necklace just for supporting them or just for making content for them, I would be eternally grateful. But at the same time, I probably would be questioning why exactly are other influencers getting Hermes bracelets versus me. But that's besides the point. The fact that a brand is sending Hermes bracelets to influencers who don't even openly support their brand is crazy versus their consumers who are posting their content every day. So now let's get into these Tarte trips, okay? Tarte is known for their massive luxurious trips, as I just stated. Their brand trips have been on private islands and exclusive resorts, including exclusive stays in the Maldives, Bora Bora, Dubai, and luxury Caribbean islands. And might I say, these trips are for their influencers, not their consumers. consumers. So they're setting their influencers on first class flights, private jets, business class, just a multitude of different luxurious travel options. And this further reinforces exclusivity, saying that influencers are here while Tarte's consumers are here. So aside from their luxurious travel and their exclusive and glamorous suites and hotels they stay at, these girls get swag bags filled with a multitude of products. They're getting robes, they're getting clothes, bikinis, trips, excursions, all of these different things while they're on their stay. And the funniest thing about it is that when these influencers go on these trips, you barely see Tarte being mentioned. Like, it'd be different if they're on these trips and they're constantly using Tarte products. Like, yeah, they use Tarte products in their videos. At least I've been seeing that recently, because there was a point where I never really saw that. But they're just like, okay guys, yeah, this is my Tarte concealer. Yeah, anyways, let me tell you about this trip. Like, it's very clear that the plot is missing. Like, is this a tax write-off for Tarte? I don't know. But it's very clear and evident that it's not really about Tarte marketing their brand. Instead, it seems as if it's only and solely for the influencers to kind of put them on this pedestal versus their consumers. For influencers, these trips are essentially dream vacations with no personal cost, but for everyday consumers, they highlight the stark contrast between the brand spending on influencers versus their actual customers.
Tarte sent influencers on an all-expense paid brand trip to Bora Bora, and a lot of people find this disrespectful and tone deaf. Before I get into the details of the actual trip, let's talk about how each of these influencers received PR care packages before they even got in Bora Bora. They got Jordans, they got a Beast, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Beast base tote bag. I know that brand's expensive. They got custom Tarte sweatpants, a sweatsuit. And then, y'all, this is what got me. They got them the ultimate, well, not ultimate, but very popular vlogging camera, the Canon G7X, to make sure they capture the content. And then you already know that they had to arrive to Bora Bora in style. Tarte flew them out in a private jet that had champagne, there was caviar, they were popping bottles with all the fancy seating and the free Tarte cosmetics and the hot towels. And then of course you can't go to Bora Bora without staying in one of the over-the-water bungalows. And did I forget to mention that each influencer got to bring a +1? This is the inside of the bungalow and it is absolutely stunning. And then of course they had more free swag from Tarte on the inside, including bikinis, hats, a Tarte Stanley Cup. And then also, y'all, they get to pet puppies while they're there from the local animal shelter. And I thought this part was cool. Each of the bungalows has this little window or panel in the floor where you can see the water below you. And then, of course, they made sure to give everybody a vast array of Tarte products, which somebody said that some of these influencers don't even be using Tarte like that, yet they got invited on the trip.
So many loyal Tarte customers are feeling unsupported, unappreciated, and neglected by Tarte. And a lot of that frustration stems from these customers seeing the huge marketing budgets that are spent on influencers instead of Tarte's product improvements, instead of them offering loyalty programs for their customers because they don't have that, or offering discounts for their customers. So people are like, so all the money I'm spending on this brand is going to these influencers that already have a multitude of dollar signs attached to their name? I don't blame Tarte customers for being very upset with that. And people are stating that it is constantly reinforcing the idea that Tarte cares more about their image versus authenticity. So it's almost as if Tarte wants to be the brand to work with. So it's putting them on this pedestal versus them actually valuing their customers and not competing with other makeup and beauty brands. And what confuses a lot of customers that shop with Tarte is that Tarte is kind of seen and advertised as an affordable brand. So people are seeing a disconnect between the prices of Tarte's products versus the luxury trips that they're taking influencers on. So to them, it's like, okay, so your products are affordable, so you're clearly gearing your products to the everyday consumer, but then you're taking these very successful influencers on these vacations when they can afford the more luxurious makeup beauty brands. So then it's not just that. Tarte also has been caught for being very insensitive to a lot of different situations that they're put in. So the most recent was their latest Tarte trip, and it was during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, I completely understand that this trip was probably pre-planned for months before the wildfires happened, so they wouldn't have known that the wildfires would happen. But instead of the brand taking time to address the wildfires in Los Angeles, which could have just been a simple post, the brand just decided to post the luxurious trip happening. So it came across as tone deaf.
I just have to say it, this Tarte brand trip thing that keeps popping up on my TikTok is the most infuriating thing with everything that's going on in the world right now. It feels so out of touch. Read the freaking room. And look, I get it. It's been something that's been in the works for a year now. They do it every year. Sure, whatever, but I'm sorry. The wildfires feel like a pretty good excuse to cancel it or reschedule. Like, it just is not a good look. And these influencers, they look dumb. Like, going through my TikTok and seeing people, you know, crying about losing their houses and the fires and everything that's going on, the devastation, and then it comes to a TikTok of them like dancing in their island outfits and like slurring their words because they're drunk and laughing. It's just, oh my goodness, it is so freaking out of touch. Like, what was Tarte thinking? I do not think they're going to get the response that they're hoping for. Who's in charge there? Like, it makes me not want to buy Tarte cosmetics ever again. And look, I live in LA. I'm currently evacuated. I've been spending my time like donating things and getting the word out where you can donate things and sending money. And that to me is what feels important in the world right now, not like getting drunk on an island. And these people have a lot of followers. So it's really, I'm really struggling with it. And it's making me lose respect for these influencers as well. Like, I'm not one to cancel people or throw shade at them, but it doesn't look good. And I'm also like, okay, if these influencers themselves didn't see a problem with it, like, where are their managers? Where are their managers? Because again, they look silly. It's just not resonating well with me. It's not, I just don't, yeah.
Even with the California wildfire disaster, Tarte still decided to do their annual influencer trip. And they even had a theme night called Tarte on Fire. Talk about tone deaf. And according to this new blind item, influencers like Remy Bader, Ken Urich, and Bryanne LaPaglia are being required by Tarte to post all of this fun-looking content, which makes them appear to not care about what's going on with the wildfires. Even though they all look like idiots, this makeup company, Tarte, is requiring all influencers on the corporate trip to post a ton of content about the trip and just makes the influencers look like they don't care about anything but having fun. And again, this is allegedly Tarte, Remy Bader, Ken Urich, and Bryanne LaPaglia. And the related headline reads, "A Tarte on Fire theme night. Really?" Beauty brand Tarte, known for its extravagant and tone-deaf trips, is celebrating 10 years of trippin' with Tarte. And if you've had issues with it before, buckle up because it just got so much worse. This week, it took influencers including Remy Bader, Ken Urich, and Bryanne LaPaglia on a Caribbean vacation. Aside from the obvious poor timing of an island resort trip during the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles' history, an influencer in attendance shared a TikTok where she stated that one of the dinner theme nights was Tarte on Fire.
And what's interesting is that LA is known as the base for influencers. Like, if you want to be a super influencer, you're gonna go to LA. That's where all the big opportunities are. So not only that, one of the influencers that was on the latest Tarte trip by the name of Aspen Ovard, I think it's Aspen Ovard. She revealed a dinner event theme that was named Tarte on Fire, which was incredibly insensitive, not on Aspen's end, but on Tarte's end.
As you all know, the Tarte trip is happening. And last night, everyone was wearing red. Aspen had posted a video saying that the theme was Tarte on Fire, which, as you can imagine, is very controversial, seeing as these influencers were already being called out for posting about this trip while LA fires were going on. After Aspen posted this video, it was quickly taken down. And other influencers are now saying that the theme was actually red hot. Honestly, I think that the theme was probably Tarte on Fire, and it was a last-minute change because of the LA fires. And Aspen just probably forgot or didn't check her email to see that it had changed. While she was being called out for this, people were telling her that she should donate some of the proceeds that she gets from her palette to charities that are working with the LA fires.
Now, this probably, once again, was already a pre-named dinner, but given the state of the world, or given the state of a very, very major state in America, they probably should have taken the time to change the name, but they did not. So Tarte was getting called out yet again for not only taking another group of influencers on this luxurious trip while the state of this country is in shambles, but now also during the Los Angeles wildfires, people were fed up with Tarte. And that's when Tarte decided to donate $10,000 per attending influencer to World Central Kitchen for wildfire relief efforts. In total, this amounted to $250,000 in donations. So while Tarte did get praised for doing this, people also felt as if they only did it because they were receiving backlash. So Tarte has plenty of problems on its own, and this even accounts to back in 2023 when Tarte took their influencers to Dubai and they had the influencers flying Emirates. You guys know how expensive Emirates is. Like, most people in their lifetime will never experience an Emirates flight, but these influencers got the opportunity to do so. Now, I'm not mad at it because once again, I would happily go on that trip, but it's once again Tarte ignoring the state of the world. And as we know, these past few years have been really tough for the everyday person, especially in the economy. Like, everybody's struggling, everybody's trying to make ends meet. So while Tarte is constantly flashing wealth to the everyday consumers' faces, while they have their influencers enjoying that said wealth that are already making $80,000, $90,000 on a singular brand deal, it does come off as tone deaf once again. And this further leads people to believe that a lot of their favorite brands do not care about them unless they are influencers. And then just to wrap this up in one big shiny bow is that I definitely want to also mention the fact that a lot of these brands are prejudiced towards their influencers that they choose to select. For instance, with the Poppi controversy, a lot of people noticed that Poppi was sending brands to primarily white influencers, okay? I did see one Indian influencer, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she got sent something as well, but the majority were Caucasian.
I don't see any black influencers getting a Poppi vending machine delivered to their doorstep. But please, I hope I'm wrong and that I'm just not seeing it on my For You page. So comment below if you've seen any black influencers get a Poppi vending machine delivered to their doorstep. But I haven't seen any. I've only seen a lot of white influencers get them and do reviews. So when I see these white influencers getting these Poppi vending machines delivered to their doorstep, I go on their page to see what makes them so special. Like, what's going on that you're getting a Poppi vending machine delivered to your house? And when I'm looking through their page, I don't even see anything going on. They're just showing off their outfits. And I keep scrolling, I'm like, I gotta be missing something. And then I start making it to like 2022. And I'm like, dude, it's the same thing. What am I missing?
Especially when I realized that the vending machines that you sent to said influencers' houses, you didn't even send to a black person's house. You did a biracial and an Indian, but no actual black people got a vending machine. So knowing that, I don't ever want to put another dime in your pocket.
And it led people to connect the dots to even with Tarte, when Tarte had their scandal back in 2023 with them allegedly giving their white influencers nicer rooms, better gifts, and better itineraries compared to their black and brown influencers. Now, Tarte did try to clarify that they gave the nicer rooms or nicer hotel accommodations based off a follower count versus color count. However, the explanation did not really help them or benefit them. Many felt that the optics and exclusion on that said trip still reinforced systemic racism, because we all very much so know that if you are a white creator, you are more likely to blow up or get more of a following than a black or brown creator. And that's just fact, whether you guys care to admit it or not. I know some people want to act like they're so delulu on this fact, but it's the truth.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm so sorry, but life is so easy for skinny white women content creators. What do you mean Poppi sent you a vending machine fridge? What do you mean you have a Super Bowl halftime commercial, Alex Earl, and a Hellman's mayo? Like, what? Life is just on easy mode for them. Like, if you are skinny, white, bonus points if you're blonde hair and blue-eyed, you should be... you should have a camera in front of your face at all times, because literally by April, you're going to be making it big. Literally.
And I don't want to say too much on that because this is not a video about race, but brands constantly perpetuate that they care more about their white influencers versus their influencers of color. And if we really want to get into it, because we also have seen that the pay rates by these brands are vastly different too. But that's a video for a different time and a different day. But you guys, just to wrap this video up in one big shiny bow, is that I believe that brands need to start prioritizing their customers more than they prioritize their influencers. Now, I definitely see the prevalence and importance it is to invest in influencer marketing, okay? I personally benefit from influencer marketing. I would not be able to do this full time had I not valued influencer marketing. But I believe that there also needs to be put an emphasis on the consumers that are buying your products. Now, some influencers like myself will use a product and research and get to know that product or service before advertising it. But there are plenty that I'm sure that do not. But that is why it is important to acknowledge the support that your everyday consumer is giving you, and brands need to do a way better job at that. So I say that all to say, if you feel as if the brands that you're supporting every day are not supporting you back, rethink the brands that you're supporting, because there are plenty of brands that actually like to support their customers, including Olipop. Olipop, if you want to sponsor me, please do so, because I love your brand and I love your probiotic sodas. But yes. But you guys, that is the end of today's video, because my camera keeps on dying, and yeah, I've been sitting here for 2 hours, so I'm going to go and make me a little bouquet of flowers for Valentine's Day. That's why I'm wearing pink, so you know, I have to get my Valentine's Day spirit in. And this is my brand new studio for those who have been tuning in for a while. It's going to look a little bit different probably the next video, because I'm going to put some wallpaper up, but I'm just so thankful and blessed that I now have a studio. I have dreamt of this for years. Like, this is such an amazing honor. So yeah, we're going to decorate this a little bit better, make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you guys just for continuously supporting me to allow me the opportunity to be able to have a studio space. Like, I'm just so lucky, blessed, and thankful. So yeah, great way to start out 2025. But you guys, that is the end of today's video. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. As you guys all know, we are on the road to 300,000 subscribers. So please be sure to like, comment, and share. Okay. All right. I love and I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.
Taking you in this moment, come get close like you own it. Read your aura, you want more of all this love, you'll be your name. Release all of your burden.